Addiction. Funny word, isn't it? The second I say it, the room goes silent. The fun, lighthearted feel quickly changes to one of discomfort. You're probably thinking of the stigma around an alcohol addiction, or even a drug addiction. But there's a new kind of addiction on the rise among the younger generations, specifically high schoolers. One that's been around for the last few decades, yet no one seems to acknowledge. One with less stigma around it, if any at all. One that's almost encouraged. This type of addiction is one I'm bringing to the TED Talk stage from personal experience. Achievement addiction. Let me say that again for you. Achievement, addiction. Now, those two words don't usually go together. We know to be wary of things like smoking, junk food. But setting goals and achieving them is supposed to be healthy and a way of life for many of us. But it's a way of life that has the potential to harm unless we're careful. A way of life that can be just as damaging as alcohol or drugs. The way to ensure you avoid this unhealthy obsession is by looking at why you're achieving. How many of you know a student who's fairly accomplished? Maybe a student who took all AP courses and overloaded their schedule with college classes. Maybe someone who does anything and everything with a title or award attached to it. Maybe someone who's way too intense during a game of Kahoot. Small things like this can signal an unhealthy addiction to achieving. Some common signs are stress, excessive competitiveness, reduced sense of self outside of accomplishments, and being involved in more activities than a person can count. Now, there is no dictionary definition for this term. No Merriam-Webster, no Oxford. So I've coined my own from personal encounters with the addiction. An obsession with image, status, and competition that results in a person's worth being placed in what they are instead of who they are. It's all a matter of motivation. Take me, for example. I've always been fairly driven and competitive, but it wasn't for the right reasons. I wasn't doing things because I enjoyed them, but simply because I was good at them. I thought that to have worth as a person, I had to be good at the things I did. Every single thing. Now, take this thought process just a step further. If I can be good at more, and 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 more, theoretically, I can increase my worth as a person. I've done it. Life hack. I have the secret for success. No, I didn't think so either. But I realized this in the second half of my freshman year. First half, I was thriving, excelling in classes, sports, and anything else I set my mind to. I was finding my success to be a positive addiction. But like some good things, it can quickly and suddenly go toxic. Because at some point, the status quo wasn't enough. I wasn't satisfied with the thing I did. I thought I had to keep outdoing myself, win more awards, stay up later and later to achieve things I couldn't do during my already busy day. But it never really fulfilled. I didn't know how to simply exist like this. But fear not, for this frustrating addiction can be explained with science. In fact, there are two chemicals that the body produces that are at fault. First, you have dopamine, also known as the motivation chemical. When you're working towards a goal or an active pursuit of something you want, you're getting a burst of dopamine. But serotonin plays a part as well. Serotonin is known as the feel-good chemical. When dopamine produces effort, serotonin provides the reward. We get a hit of serotonin whenever we receive praise or compliments from others, win anything from a prize in the claw machine to a national award, get public recognition for a job well done, or take certain drugs and drink alcohol. In other words, we literally get high on our brain chemicals when we are chasing our goals. But addicts are left wanting more. they're experiencing so much dopamine for such an extended period of time that they become desensitized to the dopamine rush and the serotonin. So they pursue more and more and more, and they do things that a sensible person wouldn't. But they feel the need for these brain chemicals so strongly that they will do anything to get what they've been deprived of. Many call this achiever's amnesia. Picture it. You're a fresh-faced high school freshman. Your first ever semester of high school, you get an A+. While working towards that, you're experiencing your rush of dopamine, and afterwards, you get a hit of serotonin. You start studying a little more and playing a little less. You make yourself and others proud with your good grades, and you feed off that validation. But at some point, the good grades aren't enough. You've gotten so many in the past that they became expected, so you seek something else, maybe a leadership position, or a scholarship, or a high ACT score, or admission to a certain prestigious college. They keep searching and searching for the fill they will never get. An achievement addict asks themselves, without a next big achievement on the horizon, how will I define myself? How will my parents be proud of me? How will society see me? How will I see me? High schoolers take this ideal to the extreme. As time has progressed, society has measured teenagers' worth in what they accomplish, what their GPA is, how will they perform in sports, and the prestige of the college they're attending. This definition of success seems to have emerged from both everywhere and nowhere. We live in a culture that rewards achievements but glorifies our addiction to them. We do this all for the sake of surviving in a society that has forced its children into addiction. I chose this topic because I see it in my friends, my family, and my peers. But because I mostly see it in myself. Applying to be and becoming a TEDx speaker has forced me to come to terms with my own addiction. When I applied for this, I thought it would be a great way to boost my college application, a way to get a nice dopamine rush and a hit of serotonin once I walk off that stage. Maybe an accomplishment to keep me happy for another week or two. I thought that by doing this TED Talk, I'd be one step ahead of my peers, one step closer to the standard of success that society has forced upon us all. But that entire thought process is draining and a waste of your valuable time that you could spend doing something that makes you proud, not anyone else. So here we are, at the end. You're probably on the edge of your seats, listening intently for the magic solution to achievement addiction. For a quick fix to curb all of your achievement cravings. But I don't have one. There is no cure. There is no magic fix. You must simply learn to manage it. It really is a part of you. But even though you can't quit this entirely, you can use this knowledge to make a positive impact on your life, to change your perspective. You can surround yourself with people who value you for you and not the things you've done or the titles you've won. You can view the people around you as friends instead of competition. You can do something you enjoy, a few hobbies, but maybe just a few. You can find something you're passionate about and do it for the sake of self-improvement and self-improvement only. Managing this addiction won't take away your drive, your talent. I can promise you that. But it will allow you to take care of your mental health, to be genuinely happy, to know that you have worth as a person based on you, your thoughts, and your kindness towards others. Managing an addiction to achievement is a lifelong struggle, but you don't have to do it alone. You just have to accept your addiction for what it is and find a way to live your life without being defined by accomplishments. Reach out to a friend. Odds are they may be dealing with the same addiction. And when you're ready, Achievers Anonymous will be waiting. Thank you.